And welcome back to Clutch Time. And so now we are doing a Game 2 preview as we have number 19 San Diego State University set to take on number 17 UNLV. And so we're going to be talking about just the key things that you want to look for just overall for this game. And then next, we're going to be looking at each team individually, what you want to take a look at there. Then we're going to be doing our prediction for the game. And so let's go ahead and jump into it. And let's start with the first point. And that is just looking at what we're looking at overall for this game. And so I think that the two things that you're going to look for is going to be defense and style of play. And so defense is certainly going to be, I think, key in this game. Whoever's going to play the better defense is going to win the game. But the style of play, that's probably the most interesting storyline here because both teams like to play fast, but they like to play fast in a different way. You have one team that likes to play fast on the offensive end. One team likes to play fast on the defensive end. They like to use a press and speed you up. And so that's going to be interesting. But we'll talk about that in a moment. So let's start with the history between these two teams. And so you have San Diego State University. They won the first game against UNLV 75-59. And so that is a key note going into this game. And so starting with San Diego State and what they like to do. And so they like to go with a high post type of offense. So they like to operate that way and really work off the high post, get the diving cuts and kind of the motion action at the top of the key, kind of open up their shooters that way. And then defensively, what they like to do is they like to speed you up. And so they try to get you at that half court press. They try to get you into a turnover and they try to get into the transition. And so make sure you're looking for that in tonight's game. And so this is what I like in addition to what they're doing out of their offense. And just to add into what they do defensively, they're a terrific team as far as turning shots away. And so currently they are 14th in the country with 3.3 blocks a game. So you have to love that. And then rebounds, they are a terrific rebounding team at 31.1 as far as the rebounds that they average a game. And that's 14th in the country. And so we know that if you can hit the offensive glass, you're going to maximize your chances to score on another team. And so that is a huge point that you want to look at into this game. And so when you look at the just key contributors, it's going to start with Jod Platts. And so hopefully I said his name right, but 6'9" forward, second rounder. So be looking for him. He would be your SWBA player to watch, so to speak, as I'm sure a lot of people are going to be looking at him. A lot of scouts going to be at the game, but he's averaging 12.7 points a game. He's also getting 6.1 rebounds a game, and he's shooting 45%. Now, he is not a player that is going to lurk on the perimeter. He's not going to be hitting three-point shots. In fact, he has a 0% on the year there, but he is a traditional back to the basket type of player. And so expect for him to kind of live in the paint that way. I think that the X factor for San Diego State University is going to be Mason Kellogg. And so be looking for Mason Kellogg. This team is going to need him to really add another punch to go along with Platts today if they're going to win this game. And so next up with UNLV coming into this, the one thing that they do well is they're terrific at as far as just being efficient. They're shooting 48% from the field as a team, which is 19th in the country. So they're top 20 there. And so this is a team that does not like to take bad shots. And so you love that. Next, with their pace and their style, this is a team that wants to get up and down. They want to play with just a breakneck type of pace. And so they're going to try to just run. I mean, I don't even know if you want to bring your basketball shoes. Maybe you want to bring your track shoes because that's exactly what UNLV wants to do. And they want to try to get you with the man-to-man defense. And so that is the one thing that they're going to want to do, man up, not a team that necessarily goes into a zone or a press. They want to see if they can lock you down individually here. And so the key player for UNLV, it starts with Nate Hawkins. And so Nate Hawkins, a guy at 6'7" forward, lottery pick prediction here. So he's going to be a player that certainly a lot of people are going to be talking about. And he's averaging 21.9 points per game, 64% from the field. So you love that. only 9% from downtown. And so isn't it fitting that both the stars in this matchup, they do not shoot the three ball? And so just backing up here so you guys can take a look at Platts as well, in case you have not seen him. But both of these players do not shoot the three ball well. Both like to operate inside. And so that is going to be key. And with Nate Hawkins, this guy is a terrific finisher. So, that little bit of contact is not going to stop him. Maybe he can draw some and ones today. I think that is going to be huge. And I think for UNLV, the X factor for them is going to be Jarrell Beauchamp. I think that he is going to be huge for UNLV if they're going to win today's game. You're looking at a player that's averaging 14.1 points per game. This is a guy that can get downhill and get to the lane at will. So be looking for that. He just has really a great ability as far as breaking down individual defenders and getting to the lane that way. And the next thing that you're going to notice out of Jarrell today is that he is terrific with his instincts. He just seems to know where to be and when to be. And so that is something that you just can't teach that. And so the intangibles are going to be on display here with Jarrell Beauchamp. So be looking for that. The next thing with him, I know he's an X factor, and this is an issue. And I think that this could really hurt UNLV, is that he does not play defense. Defense is optional for him. And so he's going to have to lock in and play a lot better defense if they're going to win this game today. So, that is something that, look, when you're talking about role players, you talk about this time of the year, we're going to be talking about just some exceptional performances from some players that just haven't had the averages like that throughout the year. And that's really what the championships are about. That's what Hoopsteria is about, these stories that are going to be made. So he has a chance, to get past that narrative of not playing defense today, but he's going to have to be huge on that end if UNLV is going to win today. And so the next X factor for UNLV that I think we all should look for is going to be Age. I think that he's going to be a guy that he's going to have to step up today, being a point general for them. And he's a guy that can get assists at will. And so that is going to be the key aspects, I think, here for UNLV if they're going to win today. And I think that, another thing too, it's going to come down to the coaching battle. One of the things that I love here about Coach Kruger, here's a guy that's coached in the SWBA with the Atlanta Hawks, certainly experienced. And I think that that's why you see that Hawkins has been playing so well and is just regarded as an SWBA player because he knows how to coach you up. And so I think that could be another X factor on both sides of the ball, is that the experience from the coaching standpoint. So anyway, let me know in the comments here what you guys are thinking. Do you feel like that, UNLV is going to win this game? Do you feel like it's going to be San Diego State University that's going to win this game? Because personally, I think it's going to be San Diego State University that's going to win this game. I think that their defense is something that UNLV is not going to be quite ready for today. I think that they're going to come out, use that length. They're going to get block shots. And I think that the rebounds are really going to hurt UNLV today. I think that I'm betting a lot more on just them kind of making this a muddy game. And so, it's funny because the first game I said that there's going to be a lot of points scored between Memphis and Jackson State University. This is the game where I'm betting on there's going to be hardly any points scored. And I think because of the low scoring efforts, I like San Diego State University a lot. I think that they're a team that I like them in the mud. And so if you're going to the game, make sure you bring a change in clothes because it's going to be a muddy game out there. I think it's going to be slow, and whoever wins this game is literally going to have to get it out of the mud. So let me know in the comments what you guys are thinking. And as we always say, see the game and be the game. I'll see you guys on the next one. All right, peace.